Okay, let's start a little early so you don't miss out on the loading screen. You know, can't miss a single part of this. Let's see. I need to listen back over this part to see if the audio is as affected as I think it is. As setting shit up. I've somehow waited 2 days in real time, and I still need to wait for 2 days in the game. Wait, when is it tomorrow? Oh, there you go. Alright, you gonna talk dirty to me, Paimon? You gonna say some shit? Really? It's still not... I have a hard time believing that. Okay. Apparently we have very different concepts of time. Wait, does the time-lapse always point in the direction that you're facing? I guess so. Sure shit didn't move much. Yay, calm down. No, it's not like the dew at dawn. You're transitory, shut up. You know what, I think I was happier with the game before they updated it with all those voice lines. Jesus Christ. Like, because they don't give me a menu option to disable it, I feel like disabling myself. I might as well gouge my ears out. Just give my eardrums a good smack till they pop. What? Huh? What? The fuck do you... Wait, do they really think people would notice that shit? Oh my god. Really? Like, I kinda respect it. On the other hand, it's really inconvenient. Can't I cancel it? Oh, fine. Satano! You're the one who was involved in the screening. You're Traveler. Yes, I'm so sorry I didn't remember your name. Well, it's more of a title, really. It's my fault for having a faulty memory. Talk about redundant. Sorry I gave you guys a hard time when we were filming. I know Xavier is from Fontaine. My most important person is also an outlander, so I understand how difficult it is to be alone in a foreign land. I was picky in the past and caused them trouble. Looking back on it, it pricks at my conscience. We still need actors. Is this what Mr. Xavier wants? Then please allow me to participate. I was called in to participate in the shooting before, though I was only paid the price of a meal. But money that's paid is paid, so I will finish what I started. Let's go to Komori Tea House. Got it. I'll tell my family later that I'm going to the Komori Tea House. Sure thing, boss. And then, oh god, I need to go all the way over there. Good thing I'm super fast. Like, what's the logic behind that shit? Is it only people with, what are they called, visions that can teleport? Everybody else seems to pretend like they don't exist, those waypoints. You come, Traveler! I know it's rude to say this, but I'm sorry. May I ask if Mr. Xavier still needs an actress? Why is everybody changing their mind? I left in a rage and failed master in her painstaking efforts of expressing concern, as well as messing up the quest given by the head of the family. I have disgraced the Yashiro Commission. Master has reprimanded me, so please, I beseech you, please mention this to Xavier so I may do my duty. What did Furuta say to you? No, Master only asked me to think about why I want to stay with the Yashiro Commission. I made a vow to the head of the family and the Kamisato clan that I would never do anything detrimental to the name of the Kamisato clan in a fit of pique. Pique? I feel like I need to Google this word. The only context I've heard it in is piquing my curiosity. I was too reckless and indolent, and as a shoe... Now, as a servant of the Kamisato clan, I was very much out of line. And Mr. Xavier was actually very kind to me. Once again, I'm so sorry. You don't need to be anxious, we still need actors. You mean I still have a chance? And I can go and apologize to Mr. Xavier for make up for my mistake. Wonderful, wonderful. I must do well this time. Why? Do I have an aneurysm? Oof. I just worked out. I guess my blood flow is clogged. Even though you'd think it'd be an overdrive. Just go to Komori Tea House. I set out right away after I've tidied up my appearance. I need to tidy up my own. Suddenly I can do the quest now, huh? Click the thing! What is... Okay, why did I need to talk to these people again? Who knows, it's a mystery. Oh, Sasano. Fancy meeting you here.
From the Tenryo Commission have been here for days now.
I thought you were gonna be at the Komori Tea House, you betraying son of a bitch.
I guess they're here to pick up Lady Hiragi. But why would it be taking so long?
I heard that the Kanjo Commission suddenly said they don't want Lady Hiragi to leave. To be honest, I'd be hesitant if I were her. A crowd this size comes to Rito? Who knows what they could be planning?
Shh, stay quiet. Someone might hear you.
What would anyone be planning?
Right. Sorry. How did things get to this point?
Anything more to say?
This is all resolved soon.
I know, right? What the heck is the Kanjo Commission doing?
Talk louder so everyone can hear you. Quite the collection of soldiers I got here. What are you guys planning?
Hello. How may I help?
What are you doing? Why is there such a strong Tenryo Commission presence here?
We arrived here 2 days ago to escort Lady Hiragi to Inazuma City.
Afraid of getting ambushed?
Sir Kujo Kamaji gave us very strict orders, so we have to obey. But every time we attempt to receive the bride, the Hiragi clan always finds an excuse to delay things.
Ooh.
Since we haven't fulfilled our duties yet, we decided to stay in Rito until Lady Hiragi is ready to come with us.
Sounds like a hostage situation. Everyone is scared. People suspect something is wrong.
We apologize. It was not our intention to stay here so long. We promise our presence here will not impact ordinary people's lives. We can only hope that the leaders of the Hiragi clan will start to cooperate soon.
What the fuck is happening?
If this stalemate continues...
Oh, it's a
who knows?
stalemate?
Sir Kujo might give us orders to be less accommodating.
Jesus, that sounds like a threat. Is this gonna turn into January 6th? Wait, the publishers?
Master plan to hold them off?
Oh no.
I have no idea. We're stuck in limbo here. Master's been very on edge these past few days. He gets irate over the smallest things and is suspicious of everything. He's been yelling at me a lot. I understand that he's anxious, but I mean, what can we do? I've told him before, never cross the Yashiro Commissioner.
Yeah, good advice. With him, you just know that whatever he's doing, a lot of preparation has gone into it. If Lady Hiragi is really taken away, then what will the Tenryo Commission do? And what will the Yashiro Commission do?
Maybe we should tell Master to discuss things with Lady Hiragi.
Hiragi Chisato is now at the center of every conversation in Rito.
All according to
The
plan.
Kanjo Commission probably knows how important she is. But what about what she thinks? Oh, let's go and see.
This shit seriously reminds me of the Star Wars prequels, all this political shit where I don't know why I should care.
Oh, Traveler! I
Yes?
assume you've heard about everything that's been going on out there. What on earth is happening?
Well, you're being held hostage.
Don't worry, we can explain everything. So, what happened was...
Hold on! Someone must be eavesdropping. Let me check it out. Make sure no one is eavesdropping before I explain it.
After the Tenryou Commission arrived, I suddenly became alarmed. They keep having secretive discussions and won't allow me to have any direct contact with the Tenryou Commission. I never would have thought that this was Sir Kamisato's plan. Now it all makes sense.
Does it? Since last we met, have you made up your mind? Gonna get married? You know, give me a second. It sounds like somebody has a hair dryer outside. What the fuck is happening? I was going to beat him up, but then I got cold feet, so I put on some socks instead. Since last we met, have you made up your mind?
Sorry, I haven't.
Why not?
Maybe there's no right or wrong decision. Maybe everything would be easier if I simply didn't have the choice.
Then allow me.
I used to tell myself things like this to avoid having to think about it. But once I saw the notices appearing out of nowhere on the streets, signaling that the wedding was confirmed,
Yes.
I didn't feel reassured at all. Instead, I felt a great sense of regret. I keep thinking back to what Sir Kamisato said. This is supposed to be my bright and beautiful future. But what if it's not?
This is exactly what he is worried about. You can't rush into important things.
I can happily accept that if someone was trying to take advantage of my marriage, I should absolutely refuse to go through with it.
But
But that's not the answer I'm looking for. And also, now that things have escalated to this point, it will be tricky to resolve.
Ah, Lady Hiragi, here you are. You scared me for a second. I thought you'd gone missing.
bah, Lady Hiragi. I like this man's cadence.
You? Wait, you're the ones who were with the Yoshiro Commissioner that day.
Don't point your finger at me. Cut it off.
What do you think you're doing here? Are you trying to convince Lady Hiragi to leave?
What's the problem, old
Calm
man?
down. They're my friends. They're just here to visit me.
Friends? Are you sure? Just friends?
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it anyway?
Lady Hiragi, I told you already, these are exceptional circumstances. You need to be more vigilant in everything you do. You are extremely important to us, and to the entire Conjo Commission.
Yes, as a chess piece, we shall soon conquer the world with, you.
Who's to say they don't have a hidden agenda?
Who's to say you don't?
If you want to accuse us of trying to abduct her, just come out and say it!
You're acting far less dignified than when we last met.
Don't be rude. You've been very highly strung lately, seeing everything as a threat.
You won't even follow Lady Hiragi's orders now?
Listen to me. I know all the ins and outs of everything that's happened so far. Her arrival might well be your very last chance to fix this.
Yes!
The present state of affairs in Rito shows me that the situation has escalated well past the point where you could hope to control it. If this deadlock continues any longer, we will have nothing to gain and much to lose. This is not an order. All I need you to do is give me an explanation and take responsibility for the situation.
Are you gonna trust him to do that? I've seen politicians.
Understood, my lady. I shall discuss with the others right away.
Chop chop. Yeah, don't hurry or anything. Jesus.
Good job, Chisato. You handled that well.
Wow, getting praise from Paimon. That's very impressive.
I was so nervous. But I thought things are now so critical that I should at least give it a try. And it worked remarkably well.
That's what I call a voice of authority.
Yes, well, let's wait and see what happens. I hope they provide a satisfactory response.
What would that look like? A while later, Matsura comes back with his tail between his
We had a
legs.
serious discussion and reflected on our mistakes.
And there were a lot of
In
them.
all honesty, no one can handle the weight of the situation here. Everyone is besides themselves with worry. It'll drive us mad if it continues any longer.
Oh, the drama of it all.
Ah, I'm so sorry. My actions were radical and duplicitous. I was selfish and ignored the greater good. And then I left the situation to fester.
I don't even know what the fuck he was trying to achieve. I'm so confused.
Would you please give us a second chance? For my lady's sake, please give the Conjo Commission another chance.
So you're talking to me. I'll have to talk to Komisato Ayato.
I suppose you're right. The only person who can change the Tenryo Commission's mind will be the Yashiro Commissioner. We'll head off to the Kamisato estate shortly and beseech him to help us with the utmost sincerity.
I still don't understand the relationship between all these guilds.
Lady Hiragi, might I ask you to join us? You are the most important person. Without you, we have no other way.
Is she the most important person? You can't just show up as an envoy. Neither to show up directly.
By the way,
Oh, Jesus.
aren't you a good friend of the Yashiro Commissioner? Please put in some good words for me.
What the okay. Sure thing, buddy. I'll try to mention your whole disappearing act and working as a voice in my head. That's pretty impressive. I'm sure he'll want something to do with that. Hello, white and purple man.
Yashiro Commissioner, I'm sure you've heard the news. The Tenryo Commission has now occupied Rito, refusing to leave until we hand Lady Hiragi over to them. I
Oh my.
realize I have greatly offended you with my atrocious actions, and I realize also that this must sound like the very height of absurdity. But please, have mercy, good sir.
I'm sorry, Mr. Matsura. I'm exceptionally busy and have but a moment to spare before my next engagement. I fear this leaves no time for small talk.
Then talk big.
So, please, if you would be so kind, get straight to the point.
I know our apology means nothing to you, but we really have nothing else left to offer by this point. I'm terribly sorry. Everyone in the entire Conjo Commission now realizes the gravity of this situation. Lady Hiragi is indispensable to us. We promise to always support her. So, would it be at all possible for you to talk to Sir Kujo once more, on our behalf?
You make it sound so easy. The Tri-Commission will be ridiculed by the public if we choose to withdraw the notices now and eat our words. What do you plan to do about this? To lose face for the Tri-Commission is to bring shame to Her Excellency. Are you and your associates ready to face the thunderous wrath of the almighty Shogun?
Watch out, she's
We'll
got
take
2
full
constellations. She'll hit pretty hard.
We'll publish a new notice and hold a conference to explain the situation. We will make sure that the public knows this was all a huge misunderstanding. We'll do everything we can to minimize the impact. Everything we can.
Master Matsura, you should have known it would come to this. Whatever were you thinking? But the Tri-Commission must always put the interests of Inazuma first, regardless of what Sir Kujo and I may feel at this present moment. If the situation in Rito is left to fester any further, things may get out of control. But Lady Hiragi and the inhabitants of Rito are innocent. If we fail to contain the situation promptly, the rumor mill will wreak havoc on the Tri-Commission's reputation. Try keeping a pet bird. You'll see what I mean. Songbirds who know how to hold a tune can be very pleasant to listen to, but they can also become irritating if they don't know when to stop.
Stop with these metaphors,
and as for
please.
the ones with excessively long tongues, well, they're so insufferable that they can't be kept as pets at all. But it doesn't take a moment to cut out their tongues and silence them for good.
Are the tongues even necessary for music? I don't...
Yes, I understand.
I've listened to your concerns, and I'll talk to Sir Kujo for you. But I can't guarantee that he will change his mind.
I understand. Thank you for your help, Yashiro Commissioner.
All right, you ought to return now. I'm sure you have a sizable mess to deal with back in the Kanjo Commission.
Okay, then please excuse me. Thank you once again, Commissioner.
Ah, yes, Lady Hiragi. I have something to tell you. Would you mind?
And then she just walks out. Fuck this.
Oh? Why, of course. Sir Kamisato, you became a completely different person just now. It felt so intense.
Unruly servants like him need to be severely reprimanded. As a commissioner, the almighty Shogun trusts me to do her will. I did as I should. But now, I'd like to take off my commissioner hat and share a personal story with you.
Oh, please. I'd love to hear it.
You must have heard that the Kamisato clan once went through an extremely difficult period. My father worked incredibly hard to compensate for the grave errors made by the Kamisato clan long ago and restore our reputation. The work took a toll on his health and ultimately led to his untimely demise. My mother loved him dearly. She passed soon after. This sudden turn of events dealt a heavy blow to the Yashiro Commission. Behind the scenes, things became very unstable. Everyone thought that the Kamisato clan had lost power. That made my sister and me nothing but burdens, hindering the ambitions of others. It may sound preposterous now, but I assure you that is the truth of what the Yashiro Commission has been through.
Huh. Pretty similar to how the Kanjo Commission is now.
Back then, I had no choice but to accept the position I was in. While I desperately looked around for powerful supporters, I endured smear campaigns and attempts to exploit me. I had no other choice. I had to honor my parents' dying wishes, and I also had a young sister to take care of.
I wonder if the voice actors actually understand the stories that they're part of.
I didn't mind what became of me, but my family. No one can ever be allowed to trample over my precious family. Fortunately, I persisted, and the Kamisato clan was able to survive this storm.
I think I now know where my sense of loss and confusion was coming from. Shinojo once told me that he saw what was in me in a way that no one else did. That's why he couldn't bear to see me live the rest of my life depending on someone else. I thought the reason I felt unsettled was because of uncertainty over getting married. But the fact is, it's because I felt too young and inexperienced to handle the situation facing me.
The reason why Sir Kujo was able to face the prospect of marriage so confidently is because he's prepared for anything.
That's it. The situation I'm facing now is the same one he faced back then. When his clan was in crisis, he bravely drew his blade and challenged the almighty Shogun.
Yikes.
And now, it is time for me to make a stand and become my own person.
Well said. I'm sure once you have grown and gained confidence, your father will be able to let go and allow you to decide how you want to live the rest of your life. It It might not sound exciting, but this kind of personal growth is a necessary step in the pursuit of true happiness.
And I'm sure I can get there. I will use this as an opportunity to take over the responsibilities of the Hiragi clan. I'll think about marriage again after everything is more settled. This puts less pressure on Kamaji, and means I can support and protect myself without having to worry about becoming a burden or dependent on someone else.
My best wishes to both of you were and remain heartfelt. When the time comes for the wedding to go ahead, I will come to congratulate you once more.
Thank you, Sir Kamisato. I am grateful for everything you have shared with me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lot to deal with back home.
Take care, Lady Hiragi. I'm confident that on your return, you will find your Kanjo Commission associates most receptive to your instruction.
Okay, what have you told him?
Yes. In fact, my recent experience suggests the same. Thank you once again.
She really has the air of a leader now.
She has a lot in common with Kamaji. They really are. They really are a good bet for each other.
That's up to you too, sir. Everyone thought there was no way out until you pulled that super smart strategy out of nowhere.
How would you even describe this strategy?
In fact, counter-checking is a perfectly common maneuver in the game of chess.
I don't even know what counter-checking is.
Our rival this time was easy to deal with. He was smart, but short-sighted, and sloppy in his execution. This outcome is entirely within my expectation.
Even so, Paimon could never come up with a plan that cunning in a whole lifetime.
Stop flattering everyone.
Anyway, it's kind of a relief to see that Chisato has decided to set the Hiragi clan straight.
I agree. Stability in Inazuma benefits me as well. I wasn't about to pass up an opportunity to make less trouble for myself.
Speaking about your stance, you weren't in this just to help Chisato, were you?
Well, the fact is that I am first and foremost the Yashiro Commissioner. Perhaps for Master Matsura, power is his life's pursuit. But for me, nothing matters more than the stability of Inazuma. A stable nation is the prerequisite for a stable Yashiro Commission. Only then can the Kamisato clan and the other Yashiro Commission clans have a peaceful existence. But human desire will always be a factor in the equation. This is not the first situation of its kind, nor will it be the last. All I have tried to do is make sure the three parties to the Tri-Commission serve to restrain each other. Stasis is not the only form of stability. A balance of power leaving no room for maneuver achieves the same end.
A balance of power leaving no room for maneuver. So that's... Like, that sort of represents our current political systems. But when everybody's just keeping each other in check and nothing gets done... Is it really preferred? How is that any different than stasis? Balance of power, yes.
Another positive outcome is that everyone recognizes how important Lady Hiragi is now. I think I did her a sizable favor in that regard. Dealing with the Hiragi clan will be much easier for her than navigating a new and unfamiliar one.
There were so many things at play over this one wedding. Wait a second. You weren't trying to stop the wedding from the very beginning, were you?
Was he?
I thought straight away it was bad timing. Nevertheless, everything I said to Hiragi Chisato was entirely sincere. If you choose to give up your stance on something once, you'll be having to compromise for the rest of your life.
That's a shitty attitude, but okay.
I didn't want to see her suffer because she didn't realize what she was getting into. Now, she has the chance to become her own person. Let's see who she becomes.
I don't like people's attitudes towards compromise.
Okay, Okay then. Guess we'll have to wait and see.
See you next
All
time.
right. Farewell, and profuse thanks to you both. I shall have to host you at the Kamisato estate when my sister is next available.
Looks like everything's resolved.
Yeah,
Masterfully
Toma.
done. Everything was perfect. Well, except for one minor detail. I somehow ended up with a glass of very peculiar tasting milk.
What's the matter? Don't like sea Ganoderma?
Didn't you like it? I distinctly remember you saying you are quite partial to exotic flavors.
Yeah, but what about the texture though?
Oh, my lord.
The Traveler had one of those as well.
I'm sure she's made a great impression on you.
The Traveler did indeed play a critical role in this case. I'm sure both families would have been more guarded against me had she and her companion not been present.
Really? Why? What
It
did
wouldn't
I
have been
do?
so easy to get to the heart of the matter.
There you go again, my lord. Placing the focus on other people while discreetly performing your job to perfection.
Naturally. Ah, yes. Now that we're both free, let's finish off that game of chess we started a few days ago.
That's how it ends. With finishing off a game of chess, you say? Well, time to visit Savior. I wonder if he's still drunk. Should it be that surprising? I wonder how you code these trails. Do they actually have pathfinding in this game? I guess they might. Well, they have to have pathfinding. I mean, if they've actually coded it in for all the places where there aren't even enemies. Mr. Sasano, you have much longer lines in this scene, so you must memorize them well and not make any mistakes. Is it too difficult for you? I thought I would end up struggling with the previous script, but I was surprised to find out that Xavier had written a new one just one day. How can I do anything but my best after that? Don't worry, I've memorized my lines carefully. I'm very confident in the script, and I'll do my best to act it well. Okay, Miss Gohara, about the script. Do you have anything that you need me to explain? The scene requires a very emotional performance from you. I hope you can portray a playful girl who sells tea. I've rehearsed the lines many times on my own after I received the script, so I'm sure I can perform better than before. Looks like we're late. Everyone's already rehearsing. Xavier, I am here. Phew, good. Now the main actors are all here. I brought the new script as we agreed yesterday, Traveler. Do you want to read it? Oh, sweet Jesus. Cast Kurotani Seishimaru, the Traveler, Wakayama Kaisuke, Sasano, Yano Machiko Koharu, inside a restaurant that Seishimaru and Kaisuke frequent. Wakayama Keisuke. It's been a while, Seishimaru. I've heard that you are in charge of the... Actually, let's just get to the point. We'll hear all this, won't we? Can the dust settle before vengeance is had? Anything else I should know? Whoever is eavesdropping outside, come on in. It wasn't your adoptive parents who died. Points to the left. Okay, so it ends with pulling a... pulling a Beyonce. Okay. The story is based on the legend of Seishimaru. Other than the Seishimaru and Wakayama characters, I've added a new original character called Yano Machiko. Paimon thinks it flows much better than before. Many details can be embellished given more time, but it's already a challenge to shoot all of this with my current ability. Okay, enough chit-chat. We have to bring out our professionalism. Mr. Sasano, Miss Koharu from the supporting cast are ready. As for the sets, I've decided to shoot the first scene in the Komori tea house. So, Mr. Toma has asked the owner of the tea house for a favor, and fortunately, we can borrow a private room there. Now we're just waiting for the main character, and that's you. We can start shooting anytime when you're ready. You can read the script first, there's no need to be nervous. I've marked out all the important lines, so take your time. If you make a mistake in a line, we can reshoot it to get the most desirable effect. Does that mean I get to mess around? Nah, I don't trust you. Hey, Koharu. And well, if I can get my fill of food, then sure, I'll follow Seishimaru. The character I'm playing this time is pretty cute. Oh, lucky you. It's been a while, Seishimaru. Yeah, Xavier said that it's best to be as calm as possible. Tell me when you're ready. I'm ready. I still need time to read the script. No, I don't. It's been a while, Seishimaru. I heard that you're in charge of the Kurotani's clan's affairs now. Looks like the dust has settled since that incident. Lord and Lady Kurotani are gone. But you're taking up the mantle as their eldest daughter to continue to serve the public. I'm sure they would be pleased. Can the dust settle before vengeance is had? I haven't eaten anything yet. I'm so hungry. It's exhausting to film movies. I'm so tired. You want to take revenge? We are not children anymore. How can you still be just as impulsive as you were back then? With Lord Kurotani's abilities, the investigation never should have gone as wrong as it did. But he said himself that he was willing to accept the blame and punishment. The punishment from the great lords is indeed harsh. But Lord Kurotani asked for it himself. I fear that there is still much left unsaid here. Kurotani and Wakayama are both reputable clans. You now carry the clan name. You're a samurai in service of the public. Not some wandering Nobushi Ronin. So no matter how angry you are, you must be patient right now. You mustn't seek vengeance. What's suspicious is some of the Lord's men. You've been mighty pleased with them. They've been mighty pleased with themselves since my father's death. That's your anger clouding your judgment. They didn't necessarily have anything to do with it. Calm down. Or is eavesdropping outside? Come on in. You! The one stealing food outside. Take me with you. What the fuck? The lines are too long. I can't remember them. Who are you? Who sent you to listen in on our conversation? My apologies, good samurai. I'm just a tea seller. My name is Machiko. It wasn't my intention to eavesdrop. Seishimaru saved my life yesterday, and she didn't ask for rice or money. I just wanted to repair and then go back to selling my tea. I didn't mean any offense, honest. You forget it. It's to be expected that a mere tea vendor wouldn't know proper etiquette. Still address her as Master Kurotani from now on. You know what? This is quite opportune. The Kurotani clan needs people after all. Why don't you stop selling tea and go with Master Kurotani? I don't wish to call her Master Kurotani. Seishimaru has a better ring to it. Well, if I can get my fill of food, then sure, I'll follow her. Do whatever you like, Seishimaru. When Lord Kurotani is gone, you're in charge of things now. Don't do anything foolish. If you let your temper get the better of you... Anyway, what's important is that your family name continues. It wasn't your adoptive parents who died. You don't have to try hard to learn your lines anyway. You don't have to starve yourself to act anyway. Seriously? Has anything I've said made it through that thick skull of yours? Let me ask you this. Will you really raise your blade against the great lord's men without a care for your clan? Do you really wish to bring shame to your lord and disaster upon your family? Oh, great, this is just great. So no one shall have peace until your rage dissipates, yes? Well, since my efforts to persuade you otherwise have been inefficient, then let me give you the truth straight out. Now I've been the head of the Wakayama clan since my father passed away. He served as Lord Kuretani's executioner. I know very well that he wronged your family and did great hurt to its name. And the execution was a matter of business, yes. But you're still my friend, and I still want to look after your family, if at all possible. So if you still want revenge, I fear I must say that my father is already dead. Well, come on then, punish me for his sins instead, I dare you. Or are you hesitating because we are friends? Is that the extent of your resolve? Really? You can't even cut ties with me. I was adopted anyway. The family name means nothing to me. Besides, is the good standing of the Kuretani name really more important than my parents' lives? Well, I'll show you my resolve. Draw your weapon. Put it and the temari over there on the table. I'll close my eyes until you've placed them. Then I'll extend a finger. If I point at your sword, then we must face each other in battle. If I point at the temari, then we will sever all the bonds that lie between us. Let's leave this all to fate. So be it. We're all set. Oh. Oh. Do you really need to point to the left? It looks like our destiny has been decided. My life shall be devoted to vengeance. There shall be no rest till one of us is dead. Since you've made up your mind, then I must man up as well. I'll carry everything I said before through to the end. I'll be waiting for you. No. Everyone did a good job. The effect was perfect this time. Mr. Sasano's performance was full of power and conveyed the charisma of his character, Wakayama Keisuke. Keisuke? I don't know. Mr. Savior, there's something I'm curious about. Can I ask you about it? Of course. I must say Machiko was very lively and playful early, just as I'd envisioned. Wakayama Keisuke chose to let Seishimaru take revenge on him, right? And that's actually to make Seishimaru cool his temper, right? It was out of the goodness of his heart, so would it be better if this character sounded gentler? The current lines feel a little cruel. I too considered making Keisuke a gentleman, but eventually I gave him this cold and stiff style. But you're right, the story should have another possibility. Should I make more adjustments? Savior's doing well now. Mr. Savior, there's no need to doubt yourself. The reason I asked is that I don't understand why the script was written that way. I can sense that you're very talented in writing. Please continue what you were planning on doing. Thank you for saying that, Miss Koharu. Then let's carry on. For the next scene, I'd like to go to Nazuchi Beach. Given the lighting of the location, it should be shot in the evening. Let's all get ready and start shooting the next scene in the evening. When's the evening? Okay. Which beach? I guess I'll just wait for the game to tell me. Wow. Guess I'll wait 17 seconds. There are several beaches. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That beach? Jesus, okay. Well, at least it's nearby and convenient. Are those real enemies? Oh, you found some big boys. This thing about shadows has nothing to do with us. Make payments and we're done. Just pay money, you can shoot shadows in this area. Tanaka, you can't say that. Whether you can shoot the shadows well after paying depends entirely on Hifumi's mood. Friends, the play to the bands and the Yashiro Commission. To the Yashiro Commission. The filming is in full compliance with the Inazuma regulations. If you are willing, you can participate too. We happen to need a few more actors for the next scene. To be involved in the process of creating art is much more fun than money. Money is the only thing on their minds. Saying stuff to them is useless. Just when the shooting was finally going well, why do we have to run into these guys? Parma certainly feels sorry for them. Poor Mr. Xavier for running into unreasonable people. Parma is saying that she feels sorry for these bad guys. You asked for this. Help us shoot the film, please. What are you talking about, you brat? Looking for a fight? Yes. I prefer to die. Persuade the extras. Hey, stop hitting us. Stop getting hit. This is not the first time I've seen you fight, but I still have to say that you're terrifying. Good thing we're friends. 100 Xaviers wouldn't be a match for you. Don't worry. I will make no moves against you. I believe then the following scene requires you to channel the vigors of your fighting self. There aren't many lines for you in the scene, but you can still take a look at it. Oh god, okay. No. Skip it all. And this... Wait. Who... Huh? It's the same script. You haven't highlighted shit. Okay, who am I again? I'm Kuretani Seishimaru. Do I have anything? No? Okay. What? I'm just here for the ride, apparently. So much for my acting career. We will begin when you're ready. Oh, sure we will. You motherfuckers ready to die? Just my luck to have run into a tough nut. Jesus Christ, you're big. So unlucky. No, my Lord Master, we aren't saying anything bad about you, I swear. I'm not sure how I feel about being called Master. No, I can talk to the others, fine. We'll begin when you're ready. I'm ready. Oh, sweet Jesus. I told you to get your pouch chat. You asked for this? How dare you?
Off we go. Teamwork is good. Ring cutter. No, my sword. Wind strike.
And zippity doo zippity doo. Can I finish these too fast? I don't understand. You all said your lines naturally and didn't make any mistakes. Oh, sure they did. Wait, they left already? Added more lines for them and even used their real names for the characters after obtaining their permission. Ignore those bullies. If it hadn't been for the traveler, this scene wouldn't have been shot. It's nothing. Don't mention it. Traveler, you're too modest. Again, the level of flattery in this game is just off the charts. It's so unnecessary. You delivered a smooth performance in that scene. Keep up this level and the next big scene will be no problem at all. Oh yes, there is one more scene next. Yes, I thought about it yesterday when I wrote the script, and this last scene must be shot in a place with a cliff. The small island to the east of Narukami Island is very suitable. Well, this next scene on location is the key to the whole script, and I want to use the glow of sunset as the backdrop. All of us have been shooting continuously for a long time, so we should take this time to rest. Let's meet tomorrow evening at the designated location. Next to Narukami Island. What do we consider Narukami? So what over here? They're not very specific. Wait, did it say 18? 18, okay. TikTok. And
Benny's Adventure Team assemble!
chill, Ben. Oh, there. Wait a second. We always go there. Will he ever stop filming? I guess that's a bit cruel to ask a director. Hey man, could you just, like, stop doing your job? Whoa.
Time to go.
Got a feeling I should have chosen a different path. Oh well. Ah, this cliff. Heathcliff? Redcliffe? Clifford? He's a better name.
Taking a stroll in the middle of a downpour certainly rouses.
Well, this is dramatic. So much for the glow of, Third, that requires a little more from Mr. Sasano. This new character, Wakayama Kojuro, is Wakayama Kaisuke's younger brother, and it is more appropriate to have Mr. Sasano play him. You told me before, and I am mentally prepared. It's just... remember to pull your punches for that second fight scene, Traveler. Oh yes, the script. I forgot to hand the script to Traveler. Look at me, all I'm thinking about is how to shoot the next scene, and I forgot to give you the script. I'm so sorry. Act 3. So he's gone. I'm sorry, I said the same thing once before. I really like you, Machiko. Machiko? I don't know how to emphasize it. With past experience from the first scenes, I believe you are already familiar with the way we shoot. Sure. Huh? She has to jump off a cliff at the end? That's really dangerous. It's fine, we have a wind glider. Someone knows it. You know what? What happens if I just jump off and die? That'd be pretty funny, but... Everyone knows you're used to facing all sorts of danger, but you cannot think of yourself as an invincible person made of steel. Why not? Dear Miss Pyman, we do not need Charles to jump off a cliff here. She just needs to glide down the cliff using wind glider. Don't worry. You know what? I don't care. For comedic effect, I will faceplant. Alright, if you say so. Then go for it. Go. Go! So are you ready? You wanted the glow of sunset. What the fuck is this? Well, he's not complaining. So are you ready? I'm ready. Master Sishimaru, I found you someone from Wakayama clan. But Master Keisuke is already gone. Please let this all go. So Kurotani, you must have come for revenge on my brother. Now listen here, Keisuke worked himself to the bone day and night to settle the clan's affairs this entire year. And it was all because of your stupid agreement. So he's gone. Did he see the doctor? Is he sleeping? You're a coward for placing sole blame on your father's executioner. And you won't get your revenge now, no matter how much you want it. You know why? That's because our father is already gone. Kurotani, you didn't have what it took to avenge your adoptive parents. And you wound up hurting Keisuke, who tried to persuade you with good intentions. You don't deserve to be called a samurai. Keisuke once said that executioners must be prepared to suffer retaliation. If you can't even stomach that, then you can't forget about charging into battle and taking the lives of others, since Keisuke isn't here anymore. Then I, his younger brother, Wakayama Kojuro, am willing to take his place. End it quick, I'm tired. You're going to lose, right? I'm sorry, It's too late for you to flee now. My brother died because of you and I'll never forgive you. Or let you go. Oh no! You're unbelievable. Why are you fighting again? You're both sensible adults. Why are you fighting?
Illusion shattered.
I'm just supposed to beat him? He left the recording area, not me. Ah! Pick up some fireflies. As long as you don't kill me, I'll devote my life to seeking vengeance, and I won't rest until one of us is dead. I said the same thing once before. You know you can't beat me. What's my line again? Well, it's fortunate that no one died. Just give it a rest, both of you. Look at this fuss you're both making. Plan this, revenge that. What about these vague notions is worth all this trouble anyway? I just sell tea. As long as I can eat my fill, I'm happy. I can care less what my last name is. I don't have much of a way with words, but rain falls into the lake water evaporates, and rain falls from the skies again. Even if that rainwater freezes, it will become sweet tea if you heat it over the stove. Who cares whether the tea you were served came from the sky, the lake, or the pot? This might sound like sophistry. I'm telling you both to stop this fighting now so you can go home to eat. I really like you, Machiko. I really like you, Koharu. I really like you, Sasano. Why would you say something like that at a time like this? You're embarrassing me. Good grief. Well, I'll just assume you won't fight with Master Wakayama anymore then. Turn back. He can't move right now anyway. Since my life is like rain and my death is like tea. Both are like water. There is no point clinging on to things like this. It's good that you think so. Oh, here we go. If rains from the heavens can save the earth from calamity, then surely I can too, right? My lord! Kurotani! I became a Temari! Following Xavier's prior arrangements, you extend your wind glider again. That was so close. Good thing we reacted quickly, huh? Damn it, the filming's already done. Come to think of it, Paimon thinks you all did great. This film will be a massive hit for sure. Are you alright, Traveler? Did you land safely? No. We're fine, no worries. We'll be back up soon. Will we? You know what? Where's the climbing shit? There we go. Or this one? Gliding. Who the hell glides? Oh, whoops. Oh, sweet Jesus. made this cliff? Ah! Come on, there's gotta be something maybe to grab onto. Yo, mama. Oh, come. Nope, I can't do this. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking... Just kill me. Just fucking end me. If I can't get up here. No? Okay. What the fuck? Oh. Fuck that cliff. Fuck it. Just fuck it. Raiden Shogun ain't got shit on this cliff. Don't you fucking clap, you patronizing piece of shit. Perfect. This is a story I had in mind. Yeah, me struggling to get back up here. Traveler, Mr. Sasuno and Miss Koharu, the performances you contributed touch my heart. Thank you. Surely you're exaggerating. Yay. It's true, you two. This story has a perfect ending to me. I've been hoping to film a perfect swashbuckler film, and now I finally realized this dream. This was a swashbuckler film? Okay. Now I can hold my chest up high and hand this film over to the Yashiro Commission. I feel very lucky to be part of this story, too. Speaking of which, this story is really familiar. I keep feeling like I've heard it before. Oh, yeah. Have you heard of the legend of Seishimaru? I heard about it only a while ago from the owner of Uyu Restaurant. Mr. Okazaki? In the story I heard, Seishimaru had the surname Kawasaki, or was it Shimazaki? I can't really remember. It's okay, folklores usually have many versions, and the same can be said about the legends of Fontaine and Sumeru too. What kind of legends does Sumeru have? What kind of legends do Fontaine have? Sumeru's gonna come closer, so might as well learn about Fontaine. Yeah, if Sumeru, Fontaine, or even Natlan local legends were used as the source material, what sort of story would we have? It would be a good idea to shoot a film in one of those places if I get the chance. Oh no, you'll become a recurring character, won't you? Okay, time is running out. I have to hurry and finish the film, then send it to the Commissaro residence. Traveler, forgive me for not having the time to chat. I will write to you as soon as I have progress. Until we meet again. Yippee-ki-yay. Finally gotten some of this shit over with. I need to finish this. Dear Mr. Felix Yog, hand over all your money and nobody gets hurt. I wonder how many events might have had, like, extra secret interactions, like the 2 bricks here that were hidden during the, what was it called? The D-Look event, anyway. Like, I have no idea. Alright, what do you gotta say to me? Bravo, all 6 ever motion mechanical painting parts now return to us. Now then, all we need is to splice them together again. All of them? Oh, why, of course, all these 6 smaller parts can be reunited as one, can't they? Together they will form a gigantic and beauteous ever motion mechanical painting. Come, come, all we need to do now is join them up. Don't we need to cast it or anything? Is there any other work that needs to be done? No, not at all. My machine is not some hastily cobbled together amalgam of scrap. I don't know. It's a bunch of gears on a board. Every part is wonderfully, intricately meshed together. I was about to say mashed together, never mind. I've never been the best at analogies. I swear Xavier stole all the talent in rhetoric for himself. Either way, give it a go. It'll be interesting, I guarantee it. Yeah, well, how are you planning on enforcing that guarantee? Otherwise it's not worth anything. Combine paintings. Oh, shit. You must place 6 mechanical paintings at the correct angles and specific locations to put the error mechanical painting together. God damn it! When you set a mechanical painting part atop the workbench, you can continue to rotate it or adjust its orientation. Cool. You know what? Give me a second. Yeah. Felix? Yeah. Damn it! I wanted to see if I had something more to say about Savior. What the hell is the origin of that name anyway? Okay, let's see. Definitely. And yeah. Yep. Why is this rotated? Wait, are these supposed to be flowers? Okay. So then this one needs this. This one should have this. Stop. No, wait. Yes. And then based on these patterns. Yep. Okay, maybe not. Oh, yes, it fits at the end. Oh, there you go. No. Don't you start with me, young man. There you go. That awkward pause made me disconcerted. How nice. Now does it move? Make it move! Perfect. Why, it's lovely. Skilled in both mind and hand you are. And more so than I could have expected, too. I do recall that several ludicrous manuscripts from the Steambird described you as yes, go on. As a straight shooting knight errant who prefers to let their blade do the talking. How ridiculous and foolish those reporters were. How much ado they made about so little. After all, who are you if not a sharp, smart, humble, and, well, straight shooting knight errant? When I get the time, they shall hear from me. Oh, yes, they will. All right, please take this particular device. You can take it out for a little leisure, should you, well, be at leisure. As for me, I'm going to start raising the morale. Need to travel to Leo. Where the fuck are you going? Okay, now then, we have something to talk about. Salutations to you once again, Honorary Knight. Would you like to try piecing together the Ever Motion Machine again? It seems that you have some questions for me, yes? Are you interested in Daydream Club, perhaps? Yeah, but Savior from Inazuma. Well, more to say than Tajirasuna. Fabulous, Tatara Tales. Yep. Oh, okay. Nothing more to add. Disappointing. I just have a lot of respect for games that take into consideration, how to put it, very small, borderline unnecessary details.
Time to go.
Like how, in Breath of the Wild, you can light up all the torches before you enter the lab, and the character will have different dialogue as a result. Or in Ocarina of Time, you can do weird shit like jumping off the windmill with Nairu's love effect on it, and flying with a cuckoo, and the characters will talk about seeing a blue light gliding through the sky and being confused. It's like, coding that in seems entirely unnecessary, and the fact that it gets recognized by the world makes it just seem more believable, basically. Why is this shit asymmetrical? Oh my god, my OCD. Oh, Jesus.
Follow the wind.
Why would you do this? No? Well, now that I'm free, I know what I want to do. Actually, just to make sure, what the hell's her name? It doesn't matter. This girl doesn't have more quests for me since she seemed to update daily, at least for a time. I don't see a blue mark. Whoops. Why is this place related to Sumeru anyway? Weren't the mushrooms from there? Wasn't that the implication? Oh my god! She died. Well, good knowing you, Miss Russian. And I'm assuming there's nothing more here. Oh, there is. Well, shit. This shit is weird for me to adjust to. Like, quests just seemingly randomly popping up. Like, I don't know what the requirements for activating them are. Hey there, Jin, are you doing fine? Hmm? Yikes! You scared me. Sorry, anyway, if you're looking for Ji-Chang, she left. Where did she go? How was she doing when she left? I did a checkup and he said it didn't look too promising. I had a talk with her, but she insisted on leaving. I doubt I could have cajoled or browbeat her or even beat her into staying. I just hope she knows what she's doing. I really hope so. Okay. I don't know why I thought that eating a banana now would be a good idea, but here I am. Right. I have to tell Muning that him organizing a search party for that kid. Well, go to Muning, relax a little. Ah, that Ji-Chang, she's gone again. Let's get back to the surface and look for Muning, quickly. Yeah, you tell him, boss. Ah, you're here. What is it? Would you like me... Yeah, sure, refine it. I think it was done. And so I was. And not a single Primo Gem extra. Hey, Khedva. Got something to say? Nothing. Man, we are excellent at the conversation. Are there... Were there NPCs in other places in this goddamn cave? Just hanging out like there were miners. I'm not sure if they're relevant. Hey, Tu. Oh yeah, was this Tu Hao as opposed to Hu Tao? Just swapping names around. What a show of originality. What the f... Wait, do I know him? Mining operations have resumed, but we probably need a post up around here somewhere for a while. Still? Thanks for your hard work. Well, it's not like it can be helped. Better to be safe than sorry, as they say. In any case, we can't have another disaster here at the chasm. We owe you a ton of thanks as well for solving the problem this time. Though I stand guard here, I do so with a hopeful heart for the future. Good for you, buddy. And whoop. Apparently I need these luminescent spines. Because I'll be setting waypoints. Okay, screw this place. I need to visit Muning again. Wait, hold... I'm sorry. What the fuck are you doing over here? Okay, and I know about those mining points. The fuck is this? Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think there are some... I don't know what to call them. Corruptions that I haven't removed, which is a little annoying. But not sure how to spot them. Or... there's no indicator of which ones I've already taken, so I'm just sort of wasting my time. Wait, what the fuck is that up here? Okay. Okay. Ji-Chung's not with you? Words come down from the ministry. On account of the individual... oh, invaluable, Jesus. Help that her maps have brought to the Huishan Hall. The Ministry of Civil Affairs has decided to make an exception for her and, let me see, invite her to be formally accepted as a consultant and guide. Congratulations to her are in order. It seems that all that running around wasn't for naught. She left? Left? What do you mean? Do you mean she left first? But the Millelith didn't tell me of anyone leaving the chasm. Ji-Chung left the team. Wait. Hang on a moment. You mean she left the exploration team? As in, Ji-Chung left the team? Yes, which part of that didn't you get? I get it. I will put up a search and rescue party together immediately. If she is still in the chasm, we should be able to find her. She might just be doing something harebrained again. Or perhaps she left for another reason, but regardless, we must find her. In her current condition, working away from the team is simply far too reckless. Need my help? About Ji-Chung. She's a restless one, but whatever the case, we are still friends. I might not be the friendliest person around, but I don't simply forget friendships like that. She's always talking about some big adventurer's dream or something, and she's actually been injured quite seriously several times before. Nearly bit it on on at least one occasion too. And here I thought she'd settled down for a bit. I'd hoped she'd have forgotten those unrealistic dreams of her already. Old Stanley? It's not all wine and roses with them, you know. But I never expected... To be honest, I was starting to wonder if asking you to come to the chasm was the right decision. If we hadn't, she might not have had a fire lit under her again. Her efforts did produce some results in the end. It is her choice, you know. Choice, you say? Excuses. She's going to die, don't you realize that? Sorry, I spoke a little harshly there. Still, couldn't she just exercise a little more patience in the face of things that we mortals cannot change? In 20 or 30 years, maybe even 10, we might have safer underground equipment, then she wouldn't have to worry about having to go on expeditions to make underground maps. But she's not willing to wait for any of these things, not at all. No, she just has to finish an entire life's work while she's still so young. It's folly, I say, and as a friend, I can't just leave her be. As such, please leave the search for her to me. More accurately, just leave it to the middle of the search party. I'll be there if you need me. Paimon too. We can't just leave our junior adventurer behind. I'll look out while on the road as well. Who knows, maybe we'll bump into her somehow. What the fuck is she doing?
I still have documents to deliver to the Ministry of Civil Affairs today.
Oh, good for you. What are you going to do with these documents? Changing of Millelith guards, contracts, signings, equipment overhauls, and weekly reports. Oh, so you do you need help with anything? I mean, I'm a bit busy now, but you're a little busy, huh? I don't need help at the moment. Whew, well, that's good. Not that I don't want to help you, obviously. I'm just a bit swamped at the moment. The Commerce Guild representative just left, and now we need to send people to put up recruitment notices for minors. And once we're down here, I'm gonna apply for some leave. Did everyone abandon this camp? No. We got Wei Hoi. Wasn't that how they pronounce it? I don't know. Oh, some nice iron chunks. That's what I live for. Okay, let's see. I didn't have all the books yet, did I? Did I? Maybe not. Okay, I think I'm doing this though. Want to get it all out of the way before we go to Sumeru. I don't know why I have that quest marker, but it's probably worth something too. Okay, you know what? I need to give up on these seeds until I'm actually in Sumeru. It's probably not worth trying to pick everything up. So many bishops. Is bishops based on an actual word? I was about to say bast, Jesus. Find where the children are hidden. Whoa, come down. I'm assuming they're... Wasn't there a place like behind it? Yeah, right down here. There you go. Thank God I still have a three-dimensional understanding of the layout of this place, despite not having been here that often or in a while. It's kind of interesting to me how to put this. Like, we have a spatial memory. It's actually how we're recommended to try and remember things. We give them three-dimensional representations and put them in a three-dimensional space. So when you're trying to remember words on a page, don't try to remember the sequence, or to remember the page itself. Anyway. Who are you? Leave, you shouldn't be here. After the sun, the true light starts. After the sun, the darkness starts. But true light hides within our hearts. I'd almost forgotten. It's been so long since I've heard this phrase. Tell me, my good comrade, who sent you? Supada no Hiko. Master Spartacus, Master sent you. Where is he? I only know that he was captured during the uprising by the henchmen of the Sun Child. We lost all contact with him after that. He's been locked up in the altar at the Serpent's Heart, and judging by how things look, he can't get out. That's why he sent us to look for you. Yeah, the cursed Sun Child. What instructions did Master entrust you with? He just asked us to carry a message. Never give up, children. The hope of Yakyokuku lives amongst you. I'm sorry. We have failed you, Master. What's the matter? The resistance is no more? After Master was captured, the backbone of the resistance collapsed utterly. Only those of us students who followed him ordinarily escaped thanks to being far from this center of events. Afterwards, those of us who were lucky enough to get away fled to our pre-prepared hiding places, hoping to muster our strength once more. We have excellent strategies, professional scholars, skilled mystics, and reliable doxers amongst us. Well, that sounds promising. That's what we thought too. Given time, we believed that we could revitalize the movement. But all these things needed funds, which we didn't have any of. Finally, someone suggested that we sell dragon bone orbs. What's a dragon bone orb? It is a rare fruit that the dragon bone flowers will bear under special circumstances. Its fragrance can relax the mind and calm anxious thoughts, sweeping all of one's worries away. Oh, it's a drug. As such, it can fetch a very high price on the market. Is it really that mystical? You sure this isn't a scam? I only wish it were all a lie. Naive as I was, I did not perceive the perils that lay down that path. I do not know where the formula came from, but I do know that it did earn us a lot of capital. Accidental drug dealers. Jesse, we must plant fruit. Everything was going so well, but soon we discovered that some of our comrades suddenly began to avoid conflict and reject the idea of going into battle. The number of such people increased day by day to the point where they requested to leave our ranks, and I was unable to stop them. How did this happen? Is this because the orbs earned you and your comrades so much money that most people lost the will to fight on? Do you mean that corrupting allure of money? No, I don't think so. I only know that when oppressed people grow satisfied with their lives, they cease to resist. That was where the collapse started, and once it began, there was no stopping it. Sometimes I actually wonder if the formula for making these things wasn't leaked to us by those despicable rulers. Sometimes I wonder if the best-selling nature of these orbs wasn't all a fake pretense created by those despicable rulers. If Master had been there, I'm sure he would have been able to control the situation. He might even have nipped it right in the bud from the start. I'm sorry, Master. We could not become Hope. I'm very sorry to hear that. Would you like to see your master? Sometimes I wonder if the best-selling... Why does he keep... What the fuck? I'm very sorry to hear that. I cannot face him like this. But still, you have my thanks for bringing news of him. I do not have anything with which I can thank you, but if you do not mind, allow me to tell you the secret of the Dragonbone Orbs. They can only be created through the use of the waters of the Tokoyo Raisen, that is to say, the waters of Leith. Isn't that a river? Is it the Styx? Well, I don't know. Perhaps you might be able to exchange it for some money or keep it for yourself. It actually might be the same river. Like, it's the Roman name, and Styx is the Greek name. You had a lot of interplay there. Or keep it for yourself. Still, be wary. Keep your desire to press onward about you. Yeah, you gonna give me something fruity? If we got the time, why don't we try making some Dragonbone Orbs? I've never heard of such a thing. Yeah, who knows?
Time to go.
And where's this? Am I finished with this place? Sure seems like it. But the layout's so weird. What's with all the snakes? I'm not quite sure about the symbolism. La-di-da-di, we like the party. Is this the Tokoyo Raisen? How would we know? Did they even describe it? We're just guessing. Guess we can grab some water from Leith and use it to water the Dragonbone Orb. Okay. Are these the waters of Leith? They don't look like anything special, never mind something magical. Well, here goes nothing. Let's just grab some. Well, what does the description say? Water from a river that flows near the Evernight Temple. It shines with a faint light in the darkness. Directly ingesting this liquid will not cause you to forget anything. The Dragonbone Orb, created through its auspices, has this effect. Ah! Okay, well. In for a penny, in for a pound. Oh, Well, let's see how I'm able to navigate this shit. Hey, Bishops, how are you doing? Don't mind me. They only dropped bones, right? Is there an easier way to get up there? Some, whatchamacallit? Electro orbs. I think I need to climb this thing in order to get up there easily. Okay. Water the plant. Let's see if we don't die in the process. See if it consumes us. Ooh. Why would we want this? Feels like there's been some change. All I can do now is wait. Is that what we're gonna do? Okay, well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see if I can speed this shit up. Whoop! I mean, I don't know if it takes a day or more. And it probably doesn't activate right in front of me, but apparently if I do... Wait. Oh, no. Shit like this, where I try the shit out. I always have the instinct to actually activate the challenge. But shit like this causes it to trigger, no? Okay. Unless it needs 2 days. And if it doesn't, I'll just do the other quests. I'm not sure how I feel about mechanics like this, time sensitivity in a game like this. There aren't enough like simulation elements for it to feel valuable, and the way it treats time seems arbitrary. Sometimes it's a matter of triggering events, sometimes it's a matter of waiting. So you never really know which rules are being applied. Oh well, I guess I'll check it out tomorrow. Did I get all the books? I think I did. I fucking hope. This quest seemed ridiculously long to me. And it's like just for 20 Primo Gems. So this doesn't... I think at this shit. I got a feeling that it's gonna open up the library. And give me a secret dungeon. Perhaps. Alright, Emma. That's you. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything or anything. How are things going with the unreturned books? You show Emma the 5 books you collected. Haha! You got them all? These 4 books are the ones I'm looking for, yes, but with this copy of The Serpent and Drinks of Tokoyoku... Jesus. It doesn't have the unified cover that our collection uses, and I can't read a word of it. Well, we actually can't read your script, but we can confirm that this is the right book. Really? You're not just trying to trick me, are you? I mean, I'm not trying to make life hard for you. But I think I might get another anxiety attack. Could you tell me what this book is about? You tell Emma about the Watatsumi Omikami's victory over the Baptismal Bishop. That is the story of this book, yes. Well, if you say so, I'll believe you. Now that all the books are back, it's like a weight has been lifted off my back. The fact that you're back here and then you repeat back here feels like this should say shoulders instead. Like, it's weird how redundancy in a sentence can feel clunky when unintentional. Guess I won't have to look after that deep-sea spirit herb after... Are we becoming alchemists? How many herbs are we collecting? You know what? I decided that when I set up above the surface, I'm going to become a master of raw fish dishes. I'd love some sushi. After tomorrow, come look for me on Watatsumi Island. I'll show you what I can do. Do you make raw fish dishes often, Emma? Not really. I haven't touched a kitchen knife in my life, really. But I'm the only one who has read a lot of books about Narukami Island cuisine. You might even consider me the first person in Byakuyakoku to know about the thing they call sashimi. Just be careful not to cut yourself, alright? Also, raw fish, be careful. I won't argue with you further. I'll let my cooking do the talking, just you wait. Alright then, please help me put the books back on that shelf over there. And that does what? Oh, you need me to do it? You lazy cunt. I shall start thinking about what I should call my future restaurant. Sashima. Emma's Raw Fish Emporium. Wait. Return. Yeah. Haha! I knew it! Cool. Wait, did this send me back to the past? No, stop! I'm reading books, you fool. Oh, it didn't teleport? Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't place the books that close, you maniac. Oh my god, the final one! I never thought I'd finish. Happy to see I didn't fuck up my exploration.
Time to go.
Yeah, you go ahead. I need to have a final look around down here. Nice library you got. Shame it's a little crooked. Hey! Why is there not a... I guess he already went through. A chest counter for the regions. God, I wish there was. Ah! Behind Sun and Moon. Okay. Before Sun and Moon. Whatever. And what would this do? I hope it opens something up. Is this a good idea to have? Like, it sort of gives you the
But a momentary
threat
distraction.
impression that you're not completely done here, but expecting to find this in like a different world seems a little nonsensical. But hey, I did it. I finished it, mate. I should start thinking about what I should call my future restaurant. Okay, and when will I find your raw fish emporium? It's also a little disappointing that the compass doesn't allude to puzzles that lead to chests. Like, just letting you know what happened to my voice there. Just letting you know the general vicinity in which you could find it would be extremely helpful. Lower the frustration a lot. The hell is this? I think I put down the clover to mark places with... Oh, is this where I haven't finished? I guess so. To mark places with artifacts. Which might be a good idea to farm. Not necessarily for the artifacts themselves, but they translate to money. If you're a cheapskate and don't want to spend money in the game. Which I definitely am. And yet, I've never felt so desperate as to actually try to farm artifacts. Uh-oh. So why would I mark this place if I'm finished? Aren't I finished? Am I a fool? No, I haven't been inside there. What the fuck? What the fuck? So how does one open the gates? There's shininess inside. Unforgivable shininess. Well. Oh, come on. Will I be doing a lot of gliding in Sumeru? Or there's like a jungle region. And a lot of jumping from treetops could be useful. Would this activate it? How much is it expecting me to wait?
Time to go.
You see, this is why tagging is useful. I didn't know why I'd done it, but I got my money. Hello, this is in its correct place? Looks like it. I prefer this place during the, what is it, White Night? I kind of want to go back to some of these places. Double check the chests on all the corners. Because I think I went through a little fast last time. Now then, where's the final mark? Oh, you... There was a switch over here though, wasn't there? There she is.
Follow the wind.
Ta-da!
Take them. I have no.
Ah. The problem is... That gives me a sense of completeness. But the fact that there isn't like a treasure count makes me worried that I missed them, so that detracts from that sense. Which means it feels like I have to go over this place again, even though I've been there before. Just to make sure. that the compass doesn't call me an idiot.
Follow the wind.
I let it do all the decision making here. It is wearing the pants in this relationship. Okay, but doing any sort of exploratory scheiße. I should have this. I get enjoy out of characters for the weirdest reasons. Like, I'm happy that I got what's her name? Yunjin, I think, the operetta lady. Just because I can make a shitload of stamina-related foods way more easily now. It's a really good reason. I had to use Hu Tao. She can't cook for shit. You think there might be something down there? Shouldn't I be able to, like, jump through a gate in order to get to the top? Oh boy. Nah, there's gotta be a quicker way to get up there. Yeah, I seem to remember those platforms, but... Oh, how do you do?
Shine down!
Time to go.
Let's light it up! Rain outlines your fate.
The wind knows it.
Ow. That's kind of useful.
Going in!
As one with wind and cloud.
I feel like I need a lot of those, what are they called, spirit cores? There just aren't a lot of those bright things. I have not checked ahead of time of what characters need that I can get after Sumer, though. I've been saving up for after Tignari's release. Oh my god, you are relentless.
Illusion shattered! No, my sword!
Yes, I know I don't damage them, but...
Let's light it up!
Because after the banner, the characters should be added to the... what do you call it? The main banner? The default one? Which would make it more valuable to roll on then. Well, I guess there wasn't a single thing here. Seems like there's a lot of publicity we had watching the trailers and commenting on the upcoming update and the hype and shit. The problem with that is, like, it might not actually be worth it for me to do this, but I'm sort of committed to playing blind. I don't like building expectations just to have them be disappointed.
There is no escape. Into the wind.
And I also just like being surprised anyway. Oh Jesus, what I've forgotten. How does this work? Why would they put all the loot on top of this? I can't remember what it was related to.
Time to go.
I am sort of curious as to what people are actually most excited for, though. Because people get really heated about the characters in this game for some goddamn reason. Take the attacks on their wife, who's pretty personally, I guess. But the shit I always look forward to is the exploration of, like, these environments. I sort of wish there was like a collective, nuanced review where people would rate all the components individually, separately. So I could see why people play certain games for what reasons. Excuse me. Why are you ignoring me? Because I am curious as to how many people actually play this game for the story. Wait, it took damage from falling? It literally floats. Well, that reveals some interesting coding.
Time to go.
Or does it not take damage by falling, and all the damage from my attacks that seemed to miss registered when it finally landed? I don't know. Well, might as well talk about random shit. So today's political landscape, am I right? It is sort of disconcerting how people like just flat out don't have conversations. Like, I know this isn't a original observation or anything, but people aren't interested in talking to each other. They use like each other as props in the conversation to, well, virtue signal. Like, they're shouting at an opponent, but everything they're saying is to talk to the people who already believe what they believe. It's all preaching to the choir, and it's really weird to me that this appeals to so many people. Like, to me, it's incredibly patronizing for somebody to talk to me or, like, validate things that I either already believe or tell me things that I already know. Like, that doesn't have any value. Like, I'd at least expect, like, or hope for a original perspective, but so many people just repeat the exact same shit, like, the shit that's especially interesting about that is when the verbiage becomes exactly the same. Like, I sometimes watch streamers and they use certain phrases and terms, and then that phrase and term itself, like not the idea, the phrase gets proliferated and starts getting used by other people, and that's really fascinating to me. When the people who repeat it don't seem to actually understand the underlying things about it. It seems like just repeating things are good enough because it sounds good. And the fact that there's more of a concern about
Time to go.
how an argument sounds rather than the actual idea behind the argument is really weird to me. It's how you get these weird slogans like what was it? Trans women are women? Like, it completely ignores trans men who also should be having the same rights. So, like, what it encapsulates is just so weird. But people just roll with it. As if there's nothing weird about it. I guess I'll do the Kairagi quest. It's incredibly frustrating that people seem to be more concerned with their own level of comfort than any sort of efficiency. Because when people commit to these shouting matches or just dehumanize the other side and do whatever they can to disregard other people's perspectives, it's completely ineffective. Like, I don't know what you're trying to achieve, but I doubt what you're doing is getting you closer to that goal. Because you're not convincing anyone. You're just reaffirming the views of the people who already believe what you believe. Which means you're not convincing anyone. And the people that you're shouting at, you're having the opposite effect of what I would consider valuable, which is actually moving them to your side. You're just making them dig their heels in, dig trenches, and take pot shots at you from then on, because they do it out of spite. So, why would you?
Wherever in this world I roam.
Like, if you're trying to make sure that, like, a political opinion gets proliferated, you have to convince people. And if there are people that are enemies, convincing that your enemies is like the most important thing, because not only do you no longer have an enemy, you now have an ally. And how they treat, like, they already do treat people like enemies. But it's so pointless. Because when you treat them with hostility, they're not willing to listen. And you're not planning on killing them. So you're just making enemies and then making your own life harder for you. Why the fuck? Like, I don't even care where you stand. If this is your strategy, you're a fucking idiot. Hey, Kairagi. Speaking of enemies. Well, Asakura is dueling with their leader. Let's quickly beat these guys. Sure thing. It is often said that the Doshin's weapon is the dignity. Oh god. I came over of my previous defeat. I'll wash away the shame with my own 2 hands. Such insolence, this is no time. I will be there to help you. I don't need help. Ah, look, Kazu, God damn it. Seems like the Karagi's leader is running away. That must be Asakura won the duel. Did he? Come on. Let me have my victory, you son of a bitch. Oh, I can't wait to have some proper Viridescent Venerer on Kazuha. Like those elemental reactions would probably do like double damage. No wait, 50% more damage, I mean. Which is huge. From your steady breathing, it seems that those Kairagi were no match for you. And it seems that you were victorious as well, Asakura. That is indeed the case. Though I must admit that, to my shame, I allowed him to escape with but a single stab from my spear due to a feint on his part. Still, his wound was very severe. I do not believe that he will emerge to do much ill, at least for a few years. More importantly, I have defeated him myself and reclaimed my weapon. I am henceforth free from the stain of that humiliation. Congratulations, Asakura. Indeed, I owe my thanks, but I cannot rest yet. The reason for this whole incident was my lack of training. I will continue to train hard and refine my skills. As such, I shall be counting on you in the future as well to spar with me. Ah yes, please take these as token of my thanks. It isn't much, but do accept it. Thank you once again. Wow! And I didn't even get a single Primogem, did I? This bitch. What's her name? Isn't it Yunjin? It's gotta be Yunjin, right? Yeah, there you go. Ah, good old Yunjin and tonic. You know what? Maybe instead of starting a full-blown quest like this, maybe I should just then again, they are about as long, aren't they? You know, we're doing this, screw it. Well, actually, I'm doing it, but I'm eating a banana while doing it. And you know what? That shit makes sense. Because they'll be doing the talking for me. Wow! And then I can climb. Sure, send me to the quest screen. Upon the plain, a purple shadow. You and Paimon travel near Byakko Plain on their journey. Wasn't that, like... Oh, that's here. Never mind. Man, this dude and his wilderness. Oh man, this Andrew Tate shit is really funny to me. Like, I have a hard time believing that there's people who exist like that. Like, basically, he's the world's oldest teenager. He's turned his midlife crisis into a career. Like, he thinks the same way the teenagers do, where it's like, oh man, it'd be amazing if I could get money and fuck bitches.
It's been a while since we first set foot on Inazuma.
Kind of you to know this.
So many things have happened since then.
As if in the blink of an eye, there have been many memorable events.
Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey.
If that's what you want to call it.
So, where should we go today?
Well, I hear about Kazuo. Wait a moment.
Huh? What's up?
Be careful. Someone's coming. Do we need to kick his ass?
Hey! What the heck was that for?
Well, I got a feeling this won't last long. Sir? Sir?
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all?
Whoa.
Mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them. No, wait. Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Have you seen me assault some of these enemies?
By the name of Kaedahara Kazuha.
Oh, I sure have.
He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision.
A sword just like me? What do you mean? How many swordsmen don't you see in Inazuma, you maniac? Where are you looking for him?
That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
You're wasting my time, you asshole.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha.
Couldn't agree more. Very smart for once. Why am I throwing so much shade?
Hey, don't be mean. I'm unsmart lots of the time.
Sure thing.
Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go fight Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back.
Well, that would be... Actually, I have a hunch.
Oh? What kind of hunch?
I think this guy may have a special connection to us. Oh, you don't say... What the... Wow, nothing gets past you, huh, Sherlock?
A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other?
I can't say for sure, but I feel like their fighting styles are kind of similar.
Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything.
Come on, Paimon, open your eyes. They're completely different.
Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
I wonder how many members there are going to be of the Crux fleet that are in my party by the end of it. Seems like they have a ragtag band. A strange and friendless road has started. Go to Rito and look for Kazuha. And so it begins. Kazuha looks kind of different. Then again, he's looked like a sword before. He's basically like a Bakadanuki. Ciao, Bella.
Hey! Hello? Do you know where Kazuha is?
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all.
Two?
Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha.
What the hell?
It's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach. Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention.
Did Kazuha do anything particularly spectacular there? I just remember characters running at each other.
Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Okay.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did.
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi.
Oh, that is, yeah, that did make sense. That was some Deus Ex Machina shit. You know what? I'd have questions for him too. I don't blame these Inazumans.
Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be?
You could compare it to the technique Beidou used to strike down Haishan. Times 10.
Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved.
Yeah, it's pretty hype. You should see his elemental bonus.
He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryou Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him.
Question mark?
I thought
Okay.
they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
As they should.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable.
The Shogunate probably wants to show some goodwill. After all, the Shogun's mindset has changed.
Thank you. Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryou Commission.
Which one is that again?
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Good luck with that. Have you fended off the crowd yet?
With all this going on, I sure hope no one tries to sneak onto the ship.
Isn't it protected by a bunch of pirates? Do you really have to be worried? Where is your ship anyway? Is it all the way over in Guyun Stone Forest? My guy. Wait a second. You need to learn to park your ship somewhere more convenient. Jesus. Did you row all the way over? No wonder you look so buff. Good for you, buddy. Jesus Christ, this back muscle's gotta be insane. Alright, wait, where was it going? My God. Okay, so this is the Tenryou Commission. This is Kujosara's shit. I still don't know what the hell they represent. They're just different powers? Do they have their own niches? How do I know? Knock knock. I like how even the loading screen is just like, everybody hates getting frozen. So I suggest you don't. How about you just change the element to be less frustrating, you know? Just a suggestion.
Oh? It's you.
You're not gonna say this last part, Kaedahara?
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation.
I'm kind of disappointed that we don't have dual element characters. Like, just for the story, he activated the, his friend's vision. Would be cool to have some mechanics like that, but whatever.
We invited Mr. Kaedahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate.
Wow.
Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful.
Congratulations.
The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaedahara name.
In what way?
Regarding the history of the Kaedahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed?
I've heard a thing or two. Tell me anyway, I forget.
In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaedahara clan belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya.
I don't remember that at all.
Kaedahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil.
Oh, that was why. Okay.
We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaedahara clans was neither proper nor just. Considering Mr. Kaedahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past.
Yeah, but how has he been personally affected by this? There isn't even a clan left. No? Jesus Christ, this is like... No, you know what? No, not making that parallel.
In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
Sounds like you want to keep your hands clean personally, but... like, compensating for intergenerational effects is always a incredibly weird and difficult subject. Like, just look at America, reparations and all that shit. And then how the Native Americans were treated. Anyway.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the almighty Shogun and the shogunate at large.
Lucky you.
However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaidaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end.
Ah, that's the string right there. What the fuck are you talking about?
You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City, with the almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
Jesus Christ, I'm already enjoying this so much more than the story quest with Ayato. God, I could... This is way more straightforward. I think I also just like Kazuha more as a character, even though there's not much to him. He's just chill.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode.
Not to mention, why the fuck would he start crafting blades?
Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaidahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I'm worried that I maybe should have done this quest before we did the whatchamacallit event. Golden Apple Archipelago. That one.
I sense some hesitation in your words.
I don't say.
Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
What? Huh? How would this...
Rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaidahara Kazuha in town.
Wow. Really upping the smack talk, Paimon.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike.
Yeah, like I said, Deus Ex Machina. What really happened, Kazuha? Did you drug her before?
Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power
Pull
of
the pill
Electro in
Cosby?
addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
Oh! You know what? That makes sense.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
Yeah, look at Child. He's old and frail.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way.
Yes.
But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider.
Nope. Answer now.
In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
We got attacked by a maniac and we're here to blame you.
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
Somebody's trying to kill you, Kazuha?
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me?
Do you have any siblings? Very angry siblings? Could it be someone you trained with under the same master? Do you have a master?
No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing.
Interesting
We
basis.
undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms.
How does that... Okay, whatever.
Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
Well, I wish I didn't cover the screen in a whirlwind so I actually could look at the guy's animations. Like, if that's true, that's sort of interesting if he did pull some of the same motions. But martial arts taking inspiration from, I don't know, non-combat related things is sort of interesting to me. Like, you got the Chinese martial arts that are based on, like, the snake, the crane, and the mantis and shit like that. It's weird to... how to put this? Measure its effectiveness. So it seems like a lot of it would just be based on opinion. Oh, whatever.
All the more reason to watch your back. This guy was a serious nutcase.
What I mean is even perfectly normal. You're too judgy, Paimon.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive.
Not you
Anyone he
too.
targets is at risk of serious injury. Or worse.
Dude, no, it's just that he's immortal. That's a bigger problem.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town.
That is true.
Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
Wait, is it? What about the police and all that? No, they don't pay any attention.
Please, be careful during your investigation.
You can't make me. Also, sorry about the wedding. Yeah, like... wait, could I come back here and talk to him after the previous quest? Like... the fact that I don't know how he reacted to the decision of calling off the wedding, that's fucking weird. Like, it was about those characters, but they made it about... Mr. Juiceman himself, Boba Fett. He barely had... Like, he was just fucking jammed into that story, it felt like. There was, like, no emotional investment from him. Hey, wait, Sango, hey, how you doing, girl? Everything has a cause? Okay. Bye. Yeah, probably in, like, 20 seconds if this goes the way I think it might.
Hey there! We'd like to ask you a quick question.
Would you?
Know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Ah, it still hurts me that I failed the role.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
Honor's all mine.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest.
We can't be the first people he's attacked.
Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
What do you consider a legitimate commission? If you're private investigators, can't you just... No?
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait, even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it.
Yeah, that would be weird, but, you know. Have you been to LA? Been anywhere near Hollywood? Just become a paparazzi, it's good money.
Sorry,
I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaedehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual?
Or just people missing, considering it probably murders them?
The Tenryou Commission had very few leads. I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
So should we be asking them?
That does make sense.
How? We can't be the first people who got attacked.
Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere.
Yeah, me too.
Few people
I'm glad we're on the
possess
same
powers
page.
in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now.
This is your way of giving praise. It was not easy for me to fight him off. Stop flattering me.
I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted.
I kind of like this line of dialogue.
It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaedehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
Can't stop for every story, though.
All right, then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time.
Okay.
One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Is that the guy with the spear and sword?
Amenoma. Now there's a familiar name.
Wait a second.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Let's consider this a favor for Ryuji. We'll investigate both incidents at the same time.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Let's buy the smithy. As a way to start your clan again. Hello, old chit.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha, what brings you here today?
What indeed?
You 2 know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the 2 clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects.
I see.
Yes. You may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori Festival.
Do I?
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time,
Each of us has arrived at a different blade-making philosophy, spawning the development of different branches of the same art.
I
As an
see.
example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand.
Hmm.
There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins.
What is... Okay,
For
could you
only a
explain?
blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Ah.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't
Boo.
say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift.
Huh?
I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse, and neither of them came back.
What the fuck?
Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up.
Why do you want rare weapons? I thought you crafted them.
He's never been particularly
I'm gonna
interested
melt it
in
down.
blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
I don't hear any objections.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person. He is
Okay.
humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Never.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, Should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
We still need to get the info from the Nagato family.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other.
Ah, chemistry.
Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
They had big gay sex. As you should. Sparks went flying. They had a kiss. Absolutely filthy. Excuse me, Nagato, who, Sachiko? Explain yourself.
Very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now.
Do we look like tax collectors to you?
My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
And you know what? I'm realizing I'm too hungry. I'm gonna be right back, if I may. I think it's at times like these that you'd have a screamer. A screamer, yes, apparently not a streamer. With one of those be right back screens, but isn't it better to just leave people in utter confusion?
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again.
You don't say.
I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
Dreadful state, ma'am, you're looking so sexy. I have no idea where he is.
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment.
We're hoping you tell
We're
us.
still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search.
No, just tell us his destination.
With
Give
this
us
in mind,
his GPS
can we perhaps ask
coordinates.
some questions about your family's current situation?
He's so fucking polite.
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things.
And he's barely had the money to pay for
He'd
it.
always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
In what way?
What happened?
Yeah. Did he become abusive? Did you have to call the cops on him several times? Did the cops laugh it off because, women being women, am I right?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house.
Ooh, it sounds dangerous to descend upon the house of a weapons collector, but okay.
He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance.
I mean, they're not so different. They collect debts, he collects weapons.
I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens.
And now he's gone berserk. Oh no.
On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
And he's been roaming the lands ever since, attacking us.
Whoa!
That's pretty extreme.
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me.
But this is a decision he has to make.
You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink.
Man, what a responsible adult.
After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell.
I'm sorry, I amuse myself saying that phrase with a mouthful. Oh, what a responsible adult. Jesus Christ. What a mess.
His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
You did the right thing. It's important to set boundaries.
Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
Uh-oh.
I see. I understand.
Do you? Could you explain it to me?
Amenoma Yuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
It's an insurance fraud. That's what it is.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price.
And sparks went flying?
But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
This guy sounds like a complete pushover.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down.
Yeah, we get it. The sword is evil and it possessed him.
Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period.
Sounds less like a collector and more of a hoarder if you describe it as a habit, but okay.
The information we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing? More like completely mystifying.
I'm sorry. Were you not here for the last quest?
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Why are we playing Detective Kozo? What the hell is happening?
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery.
Do you need to know the exact role?
Do you have any thoughts?
No, my head is empty.
Well, Paima was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and, nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
Thanks, Paimon. They must have had an argument during the sale. Perhaps the fire was deliberately used to hide the truth. We're still missing crucial information. I mean, sounds like it could be fraud, but no.
Right. I very much agree with you. It seems highly likely that we're missing a piece of the puzzle.
The sword itself, which is demonic and possessing people.
Working off what we know so far, there are too many things that don't add up. The chances are that there are still some clues left for us to discover. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict.
Exactly. Which is why it wasn't them, it was the sword!
Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there?
This also doesn't seem connected to the case of the attacker.
Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Seems like we're getting 2 stones for 1 bird.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
Where was this warehouse? I keep thinking about the fireworks warehouse. So, Kazuha, why would your clan make a demon possession blade? Explain yourself.
Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
I knew we could count on you.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
Why do you have super senses? Explain yourself. Anything that the wind can carry.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami.
That's one thing I didn't expect to encounter here.
Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation.
In terms of detecting
we should remain
it?
Vigilant and approach slowly.
Fair enough.
So it's an underground warehouse.
And this has been here the whole time, has it?
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely.
What's the
Judging from
implication?
the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time.
Surely someone would have noticed.
From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters. But most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions.
Like collecting weapons?
Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
Okay, I'm with you.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside.
That's dangerous.
If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth.
They let me do it.
You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
Overconfidence is what gets you killed.
What's down there?
Can't open it?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything.
The place is collapsed.
Looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
So in the end it was just a scare. I'm sure that's a good or a bad thing.
That was too scary.
Stop being such a... I'll keep my words to myself.
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left this place.
Huh? What are you talking about?
2 ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them.
Let's hurry. We cannot afford to delay any longer.
Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you too will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
Ah, use elemental vision, you mean? Huh? Am I doing it yet? No? Okay. Oh, Jesus. Well, this is a lot more obvious than I was expecting. Hello, folks. The amazing Mr. Fox. Whoa, did you just leave me in the river?
At this point, the trail appears to split into 2.
Is this where the 2 people split up?
The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here and seems to be dissipating slowly.
2 parts, that would correspond to Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya.
Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
For what?
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely.
What?
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
No, those silly chills. Oh man, why do you have to keep murdering people? Is this a custom Kazuo now? Yeah, seems to have the same stats.
Rain outlines your fate.
It's...
Ugh! Look at this red stuff! What is it?
Blood.
By the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago.
Wait, how long does it take for ink to dry?
Well, let's take a look.
I am Nagato. I was wounded by Amenoma Yuya. He took my most precious blade. I chased him, but I could not catch him. I lay down here to rest on account of my exhaustion. I thought that I might croak here. My stomach kept on bleeding. But it seems that some strange power has sustained me. Why did he steal that blade? I was going to sell it to him. He even burned my warehouse down. Ah, it hurts. It hurts! But for some reason, I can't... Like, who would write this in a letter? Who would be just like, ah, damn it, it all is so miserable. Anyway, the point. I can't fall unconscious, so all I can do to distract me from the pain is write. What will happen to Sachiko, Yuichi, and Yuji? I'm sorry to them. I really am. Only now do I realize how stuck in my ways I was, and how blind to my obsession. I must have been cursed. I collected all those strange and bizarre things, but they won me not one iota of happiness or warmth. Put all of it together, and it still wouldn't have been worth a single word from her mouth. Thank you. And sorry for letting you down, Sachiko. Oh, no.
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
If you say so.
Where is he?
He's a corpse.
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us.
Jesus.
Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here.
Let's ask the Tenure Commission to do a thorough search later. There are more important things right now. Really? Than finding a guy who might be dying or dead? Okay, well.
Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths. If Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Right, so let's get moving.
How did it come to this? It's not in his nature.
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami.
What was the Tatarigami exactly? Wasn't it like the energy left behind by the dead serpent or some shit? I
For a
don't know.
practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill.
Yeah.
All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Wait, you figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person. On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger.
Oh, spooky. Well, they certainly make it convenient. We got... Well, okay, coming down. Uh-oh, stinky waters. The boat.
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
Well, he's less suspicious as a giant demon if he's over here.
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
How do you know this? What sort of super sixth sense did he have?
It's no use hiding anymore.
Wow, he sounds very different when shouting.
Haide Harakazua. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from before.
But why?
Problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
But why would he confuse me with him?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Amenoma Yuya that stands before us.
Is it?
But
Who
what
knows?
if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
The blade?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect... Or rather, as a means to occupy Amenoma Yuya's body.
I'm sure this all makes perfect sense.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams.
Your hopes and dreams seem a little indiscriminate.
As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
Being made in the first place?
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith.
A little bit of faith.
Sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me.
You?
He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her
How does that work exactly?
The Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
Oh no.
Swords can become conscious and control people?
Yeah, just another day on the job.
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action.
Because who would suspect? A sword? Jesus.
After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home.
Wait, what is your goal again?
I seek but one thing.
Ah, here we go.
To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin art.
Okay, let's go visit her. She'll probably say yes. You don't seem that intimidating.
So Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
Chuck them away like a used condom.
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission.
My, how are the turntables?
They got tired or injured or unusable. I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
So you took them for a ride?
You're awful.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you, and by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun.
Isn't blade deflection enough?
Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
My God, settle down. Oh shit, wait.
I'm going in!
What sort of... Wait. Flame blade? You silly bitch, why would this be... This is how they represent them? Oh my. Then again, got those constellations. But this is a mess. This is... Why? Oh, sorry, they always represent them in the weirdest ways possible.
Join me and sever that divine light.
There is no escape.
Shit, I didn't pay attention to his animations again.
Or I will strike you down too.
Who are you talking to? You already did attack me.
Bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
All of them looking at that sword disappointed.
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He's but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will.
Then we will smash you into pieces.
The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure.
Does it work that way, Kazuya?
Any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art, but from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenoma Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Amenoma Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal.
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life.
Thereby proving its value.
Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
Absolutely. I mean, imagine one downside.
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Ooh. Kazu's so good at Smackdown.
Silence, you blabbering fool. I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection. and certainly not your so-called reality.
This seems familiar. Mindless pursuit of a single goal.
It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Of course he is.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is a risky strategy. You're dealing with a cursed blade that can possess people.
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the blade's puppet.
Can't we just slap the sword out of his hand? Give him a good kung fu kick?
The cursed blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor.
Completely.
The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
We'll see if there aren't obsessions that manifest.
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me.
They should give the sword to me, and I can obsessively try to find my brother, and I can't play until I do.
We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Alright, fine. It's not like I can stop you.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Okay? Is the dude okay? Oh. I think he just nodded.
I'm okay.
I just need to change your pants.
I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment.
Ooh, a rush of blood to the head.
It's all right. So far, this was as I expected.
If something feels off, let me know immediately.
I will. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
Do you?
We find some enemies.
Wow.
Although
What a
this
plan.
blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights.
Well, I'll beat the shit out of it. Does
If a
that count?
blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild.
I don't.
Since the Takatsukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
That should fit the bill.
All right. Please lead the way.
Are we gonna be testing blades on innocents? I'm not sure, man.
What about Amenoma Yuya?
That's very typical of samurai, though. Yeah.
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey.
But you already gotten the sword away from him. How is he supposed to kill him?
Okay, fine. Just be careful.
I thought the reason he was in danger was because he could cut himself down. I don't know. Go to the blade testing venue. Wait a second, I've been here before, haven't I? More blade testing to do.
Illusion shattered.
Yeah, that seems to be the correct direction. Ooh. Hey, beetle boy. Come here.
Time to go.
Wasn't this it? I think this is it. Sure looks like it. Occupied hold. This was once a secret holding of the Takatsukasa clan, which was taken over by Ronin after being abandoned. If you should meet any resistance on the way in, well, might as well check how much strength remains in this mystical sword. Watcha! Yeah.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
Really? Hold on. Oh, you're doing this time. Damage done is reduced. Does that include elemental damage? %, of attack as HP. Ooh. So at least I'm self-sustained. Well, sure as shit is better than the fillet.
The wind knows
There's more!
Wind strike!
My lucky day!
As one with wind and cloud!
The fairy! The fairy!
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
There's something really weird about shit-talking your tools, but okay. Poor swordsman blames his sword.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead trying to match my fighting rhythm.
What the f- He's a sword! What's he gonna do? Just clench up every time he hits? What?
Let's keep going.
Tighten his buttocks? I'm assuming there won't be a lot of these, considering it's
Time to go.
basically an arena.
It's my lucky day!
One with nature.
Yep.
It's my lucky day!
And here we go.
My knight. Wind strike.
Yes.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
What's going on? It's growing dimmer?
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield.
Wait, how? Are you sure it's just not tuning to
He
you?
cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
Don't sound so pleased. Poor sword.
What would that do to Amanome Yuya?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal.
Sounds like you admire him. I just want to double check. Okay, no, nothing. Any chests around here? I'd hate to miss them. Door of Resurrection is at least captured. Oh, there it is. Thought it was kind of sus. Oh my god, who could have seen this coming? Wait, I didn't get any fire element from that. What, do you need to have him like close to these torches? Really?
Wind strike.
There we go. Oop.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
That's where you find growth.
Machine's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did at the start.
Is that a good or
This
bad
time,
thing?
we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
Oh.
Form? What are you talking about? Huh? What the? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk.
The wear and tear is severe. It really looks like it's about to break.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy.
Will he listen to you? Well, the truth is right there in front of him.
I finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Here they are! Take them down!
His maker.
Where do they keep coming from?
He shouldn't fight with his blade anymore.
Yep, we can help this time.
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
Wait, are you changing weapon?
Let's get down to...
Hold on. Yeah, this is the better option.
Wind strike.
Ah! Stop! Shit.
Wind strike.
Yeah, whatever.
Adorn my knife.
Chop.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who I really am. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you.
The fillet blade, really?
Much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Actually, This is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
Yeah.
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power. Skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art.
I need a simpler martial art. Punch hard.
There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my word?
Yeah, that's just comedic timing.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things.
Why is this sword gendered? How do you know it's a him? Are we done with this room? Any chests nearby? Your words have never been spoken. Okay, so this is where I came from then. Fine. Ow, ow. Hey, Kazuha. How you doing, Kazuha? Great to meet you, Kazuha.
When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
As a sword does.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the gods. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith. that they were still worthy of being trusted.
So that's the true story.
And now he's gone and fucked it all up.
But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were warped by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
Ah, such a terrible story.
Right. I believe the bladesmith
Woeful.
might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path.
Why was there Tatarigami around at all? I'm confused.
This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Like a lost child.
Shame it's too late now.
Or is it?
Yes, it is too late.
Oh, that was right on cue.
Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
Listen to what the cursed blade has to say.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numb the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Amenoma Yuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey!
And what ambitions are those?
Yours into the mix too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
You're not gonna be picking up the sword anyway, Paimon. Shut the f...
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Amenoma Yuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
You're a sword. What the f...
His attitude has grown a lot milder.
Putting up less of a front.
What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle.
Opening?
Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
Raiden Shogun. Let's go.
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you. He must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
Amenoma Yuya finally regains consciousness. The party explains the situation to him.
He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward.
It doesn't feel appropriate to use him as a punching bag for this, but okay.
I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
We're about to beat the shit out of you. How is this not the conclusion?
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryu Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention.
All right, then let's move on. More
On to
Ronin
what?
could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
Does this mean I have a new weapon? Did I go into any dungeons in the previous quest? I don't remember. I remember fighting by the water, and that was about it. Fulfill the Cursed Blade's wish by fighting on the beach. Should we have a more dramatic destination?
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash.
That was a much more relaxed occasion.
Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that Blade hasn't told us everything.
Sure.
Well, even if he's way past the point of redemption,
Wow.
it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him. Are you ready?
I don't know, are we?
Ready? Okay.
Ready?
All right then.
Stop keeping this monologue internal.
Successor of Isshin art, Kaedahara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenome Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
Time to go. Wind strike.
What? Where the fuck did you go? What is the state of the sword?
Wind strike. As one with wind and cloud.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on!
Wind strider.
Even the right and shoulder got a hit in at the end. He needs to chill. Thank you for the experience, okay.
Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away. But that same sense of determination remains strong.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience.
No, that's how you test the blade.
There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness, nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone and not let them stain the legacy of Isshin art. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Isshin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedahara Kazuha. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes, I too trust Mr. Kaedahara to do the right thing.
Thank you, successor of Amenoma art.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
Okay.
What does he want to go there for?
Are we seriously giving into the sword's desire for tourism?
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
Are we gonna melt him down for scrap? That would be a pretty funny conclusion. Back to seed picking. We're so close. Yeah. Why does it always zoom in when you're at the city? The minimap, I mean. Can I not? No, that's just opens the map. Okay.
It's Yuya! You have returned!
I am sorry.
Sure
to have
has.
troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
You tell Abeno Togo about the various things that
Prized
happened.
Ishin blade, turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility.
Yeah, of course.
This is a great pity.
Do you think the spirit of Linus has ever possessed somebody he's made a computer for? I got on a quest for vengeance.
But I have some good news as well. Ryuji from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Really? Is he okay?
Oh my
Yes,
god.
badly wounded, but he will live. And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
I think I know what you want to do.
Become reforged.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
He wants to get absolutely smashed by the Amenomas.
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
Yikes.
No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious.
And if he cuts down the Amenomas right now.
I have decided to let him do it.
Guess there's nothing we can say to change your mind, huh?
The decision is yours. I trust your judgment.
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
Sort of smashed it and said rest in pieces. After leaving the Amanoma smithy, you learn of the blade's final words from Kazuo.
That's why he said it had to be done in that order. His conscious this will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them.
Too dangerous, if you ask me. The remnant of defeated gods are nothing to scoff at.
I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me, just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did. Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha.
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Thank you. I'll hold you to your word.
Wait, shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our investigation. And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
Should I use this sword? Do I have this sword? I guess not. Is it gonna be a reward? What the fuck? Well, guess I'll remain confused. Accompany Kazuha while he gives Kujo Kamaji his response. Aha! Oh god, I should have just teleported. Well, I did get a spin crystal. So it's not all bad. They keep putting the spin crystals on top of boxes. Is that where I should be looking? Mr. Kamaji. How's the wedding?
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanoma Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please take a look at this blade.
What's this?
Indeed. Uh-oh, don't take that stance.
Ishin, a weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara clan.
Kagotsurube, what the hell is that?
By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
Join me in Sumeru.
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
You tacky son of a bitch. A strange and friendless road. Hey! Oh, it did show up after all, huh? Got anything more to say?
Mr. Nagato's survival is the one silver lining in this whole catastrophe. We will continue to monitor his condition and hope he recovers soon.
I hope so too. Actually, do they have more to say at the smithy? No? Okay, well. This is probably a good place to stop. Still, I want to check out this weapon. Level 1, you son of a bitch. Huh. Shouldn't this be more... custom made for Kazuha? Like the AoE should do like elemental damage. That's what it feels like. Uh-oh. And there they are. Wait, are we finally using these? Hey! Actually, no point in streaming this.